So when you first open Photoshop, no matter which version you're using, whether that's on your computer, on a Mac or Windows computer, or if that's on the Windows Virtual Desktop on a Chromebook, either way, when you first open Photoshop, it looks something like this. So it will take you to this home page where after you've opened a few photos before, it will have your recents down here. Which I don't encourage anyone to really use because it's not really reliable. It doesn't always have the photos you want to edit down there. So definitely watch the video on how to open and save an image in Photoshop. But for this video, we are looking at how to arrange Photoshop and set up our workspace within Photoshop. But when you first open it, it will look something like this, but if you open a photo or if you go up to this little Photoshop logo right here, it takes you to the main workspace that we're going to be working with. And so what you want to do is you want to set up your Photoshop workspace to look something like this. And there's a few things that we're going to need. We're going to need the tools, which are over here. They should already be there, but if they don't, we'll get that put over there. There should be a tab on a little window somewhere on the right here that says Adjustments. There should be one a little bit farther down that says Layers. And there should be this little button right here that pops out your history. So those are the main 4 things we need. We want to make sure we have Adjustments, Layers, History, and Tools. Anything other than that, we can just get rid of. So the one thing to know is that if anything ever disappears, if for some reason your adjustments aren't there, your layers aren't there, anything like that, you can go up to Window at the very top and you can select what you need. So let's say the layers aren't there and I need them. I can go up to Window and see that Layers doesn't have a check mark by it, so that means it's not open. I can click on that and the layers will show up. But what it likes to put on here is it likes to give you a lot of extra windows when you first open Photoshop. So it'll have things like color, it'll have one that says learn, it'll have one that says libraries. And so all of these kind of windows will show up, and they'll usually show up as tabs along with all these others here. And so if it's looking anything like this with any of these, we don't need these. So what you can do to get rid of them is you can just click on the tab and click and hold and drag it over into the middle. And if you just drop one into the middle here, it gives you a little X to close it. So you want to do that with anything like libraries, color, anything like that. Anything but adjustments, layers, history, and tools. We don't really need anything else other than that. So we want to make it nice and clean and clear so there's not a whole lot of other things getting in the way. And another thing about these is once you have a window here, you can click and drag it and pretty much put it wherever you want. Anywhere there are little blue lines or blue squares will show you where it's going to lock that window to. You can also, right on the line in between them, when you see this double arrow, you click that and hold it and drag it, you can adjust the height of different things. So this one's fairly small. This is all that's ever in this window. So we can bring up the layers, which tends to have a lot of things in it eventually. We can bring that up to about here so that this one has more room, this one doesn't need as much room. But you want to somewhere over here have your adjustments and layers, your history, which should already be this little pop-out window here, and then your tools over here. So again, if anything is not showing up, you can just go to Window and select it from this list. But we want to have Photoshop looking something like this so that it will be the most efficient version for what we are working on in this class.